Hello student, it is a revisional class in which we will try to revise the manufacturing process. Basically here we will discuss how the manufacturing process works and how the things are basically organized for the manufacturing process. First, we will know what is the basic workflow structures. One structure is project layout, another is work center, manufacturing cell, and assembly line. These are the basic workflow structures here which we should discuss. Continuous process is another system through which we produce the products or we have to set up in a manufacturing process. Now let's know the process flow structure. In process flow structure, the first category is job shop. It's a copy center making a single copy of a student term paper is one of the example of job shop. Job shop is basically a kind of work which is done by a person who is expert in customization and who can take the work for from the customer according to his choice. Then comes the batch shop. It is basically a system which is very much used by the pharmaceutical companies where they produce the medicines in batches. Here the things, the products are not highly customized as there was in job shop, but the volume is little bit higher here in batch shop. So next structure is assembly line. Most of the manufacturing units which are automated are using assembly line. All the computers are basically produced in assembly line system of manufacturing. All the automobile sectors, cars, motorcycles, where we assemble the parts of the product, we use assembly line. Then comes the continuous flow. Continuous flow is very high volume manufacturing system in which we continuously produce the product for 24 hours regularly without any break. Now by looking at this matrix you will understand it very well. Here you can see at the x-axis there is a product volume which moves from low to high, and on y-axis a product standardization which is from high to low. So this continuous process circle which you can see, which is towards the high side of x-axis, and this system shows that it is a high volume and high product standardization kind of manufacturing system. This type of manufacturing system is set up for the products which are produced in high volume, and they are generic products or standardized product which do not vary as per the requirement of the buyers. Then you can see this assembly line circle is little bit above than the continuous process. That means the standardized commodity product in assembly line we have some variations. So you can see in automobile sector the cars are produced in 2 3 variants, and in continuous process there is no variability in the product, but in assembly line you can find a little bit variability in the product, like in cars, in computers some specifications can be changed. Then comes the work center or the batch process. In batch process, volume is again very low as compared to assembly line and continuous process, and the product standardization goes up. That means it is very low. We have lot of variations. We keep on changing the products after a certain interval of time. But in project you can see the volume is very low, and the product standardization is very high. We also call it a very high kind of customization. Highly customized product are basically manufactured in the system which have a very low product standardization and less volume. Now let's talk about the break-even analysis. A standard approach to choosing among alternative process or equipment. Model seeks to determine the point in units produced and sold where we will start making profit on the process or equipment. Model seeks to determine the point in units produced where total revenue and total cost are equal. Now, break-even demand is basically the formula you can see. Purchase cost of process or equipment is price per unit minus cost per unit, or total fixed asset of process or equipment divided by unit price to customer upon variable cost per unit. This formula can be used to find any of its components algebraically if the other parameters are known. Now, based on the information or the formula, let's take this example and try to learn how the break-even analysis is done. Suppose you want to purchase a new computer that will cost $5,000. It will be used to process return orders from customers who will pay $25 each for the service. The cost of labor, electricity and the form used to place the order is $5 per customer. So how many customers will we need to serve to permit the total revenue to break even with our cost? It is basically a service we are offering here, and we know the cost, which is equals to 5,000, and some other cost is also there, that is $25, and the cost is also added here, that is 5 per customer. So break-even demand is total fixed cost of process or equipment divided by units price to customer minus variable cost. So 5,000 divided by 25 minus 5. So 250 customers will be required to have a break-even. If 250 customers comes, then whatever expenses we are making can be balanced or equalized. Now, manufacturing process flow design. A process flow design can be defined as a mapping of the specific processes that raw materials, parts, and sub assemblies follow as they move through a plant. The most common tools to conduct a process flow design include assembly drawing, assembly chart, and operation and route sheets. These are very common tools to conduct a process flow design. Now try to understand this assembly chart given here. Lock ring, spacer, detent spring, rivets, spring detent, whatever is given in the circle is basically the component or assay operations, and at A5 we are doing the inspection. So some operation is going on, and at after A2 there is a point A5 where we do inspection. So this is student basically the example of assembly chart. So whenever we make assembly chart, we have to use the standard forms, that is circles and rectangles, to represent the various activities. Here we are using triangle and tilted square and squares, and this is used for making a process flow chart. Now let's take some questions based on this video. What is the break even in demand for a new process that costs 25,000 to install? Will generate a service product that customers are willing to pay 500 per unit for, and whose labor and material cost for each unit is $100. So by using the same formula, you can now determine how much units will be required to get the break even. So is it A, that is 400 units, B, that is 250 units, or C equals to 100 units, and the D is 62.5, none of the above? So answer is 62.5. As I told you, they have used the formula which we have explained in the previous slides. So 25,000 divided by 500 minus 100 is equals to 400. So 250 divided by 5 is equals to 62.5. Second question. Which of the following is an example of continuous flow type of process flow structure? Fast food, grocery, hospitals, chemical company, none of the above. So friend, do you feel that the fast food is continuously making the food? Is it the grocery where we are continuously doing the service, or hospitals? I guess all these three are highly customized because people give their preference and then the people select. But in chemical company, we keep on producing the product continuously. So the answer is D, that is chemical company. Thank you very much.